So Marvel has cast Galactus for the Fantastic Four movie. Now I'm not familiar with the actor who they've cast, but I think it's definitely a sign with the fact that Galactus looks like he's going to be the main villain of this Fantastic Four movie. I'm assuming because he's definitely a big threat, and personally, I want to see a really good interpretation of Galactus. Like I want to see a version that's similar to the comics, not the cloud that you saw in like Fantastic Four or Rise of the Silver Surfer, the Fox movie. And this just makes me more excited because I feel like Marvel would give us like a really good interpretation of the character from the comics, not what the Fox movie did. And we already know that we have the Silver Surfer's wife in this movie who's playing an alternate version of Silver Surfer, I'm assuming. And apparently she was a version of Silver Surfer in the comics. And I know there's been rumors that Norman Rad, the original Silver Surfer, might appear in this movie too. But I think it's great news that they're like gonna show Glasses as what I'm thinking is the main villain of the movie because like I love the Doctor Doom character, but I actually like the idea of maybe saving Doctor Doom for a sequel or having him kind of maybe pop up at the end behind the scenes or something like that. Because we've already had Doctor Doom as a villain for a couple movies before this, so and I think Glass is just a really interesting like big world event threat when it comes to how powerful he is. Because I know they're skipping the origin story from what I heard with this Fantastic Four movie too. So this just makes me more excited. Again, I'm not familiar with the actor who's been cast, so I can't really say whether this is a good choice or not. But I'm definitely curious to see how they're gonna bring Glasses to the screen because of just how he looks in the comics. It's definitely one of those things where it can be hard to like translate how he looks in the comics to live action. But I really hope he looks at least similar to what he does in the comics. Again, as long as he doesn't look like a cloud like he did in the Fox Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer movie. The next thing I want to talk about is the Bad Boys Why Will Die first reactions came out. Now I'm really excited for this movie. And the funny thing about this franchise for me is that I don't like the first two Bad Boy movies. I think they're horrible. Like I think Martin Lawrence and Will Smith have great chemistry in those first two movies, but I like the Michael Bay style of comedy and just how over the top they were. Just those first two movies, personally, I was not a fan of. But I love the third Bad Boy movies, which was directed by the director duo that was going to do the Batgirl movie. So that like I loved Bad Boys 3, and that actually made me excited and a fan of the franchise. So the reactions came out for Bad Boys Why Will Die, and I loved the trailers for it. And the reactions are great. They're saying this is even better than three. This is a lot of fun. This new Bad Boys movie that Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are great. Which I'm not surprised by that. Even the first two movies, even though I didn't like the first two movies, they do have great chemistry. I do like them in the movies. But it's great to hear the reactions really good. Now these are first reactions, but it's just great to hear that the reactions are saying that this is a lot of fun. People are loving the movie. Just definitely can't wait for the new Bad Boys movie, and this has made me definitely more excited for the new Bad Boys movie. The next topic I want to talk about is Madam Web is #1 on Netflix, which I thought this was just funny because God, that was like to me one of the worst movies of the year in my opinion. That's like up there with the Megamind sequel. Like when it comes to like those two are the worst movies of the year personally for me. So I'm just surprised a lot of people check this out on Netflix. I mean, it's just interesting with a movie like that because it was just so bad. I mean, maybe it's become a little bit of a meme now, man, web about like people trash talk that movie. But hey, like, I guess a lot of people were interested to check it out when it became available streaming. So I thought that was just a funny, interesting story that's #1 on Netflix. Just like that, I thought that movie was just so bad that I'm just surprised a lot of people actually tuned to check it out when it hit a streaming service. The next thing I want to talk about is a Roadhouse sequel has been announced with Joe Hall coming back. Now, let me say this. I enjoyed the Roadhouse remake. I enjoyed the original. Like, I'm not in love with the original, and I wasn't in love with the remake either. But I thought Chuck Hall was great in the remake, and I would be interested to see a sequel. Like, it's not one of those things I'll be like, oh my god, I can't wait to see Roadhouse 2. But I thought the first Roadhouse movie to remake was an enjoyable movie, and I'll be interested to check out a sequel to this with Jake Gyllenhaal coming back. So overall, I think this is like, this is news where I'm like, I'm interested to check out a sequel, but it's not like news where I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to see a Roadhouse sequel. But I would be interested at least to see a sequel to it because it was a fun enough movie, the first one, personally for me. The next topic is so the Mandalorian and Grogu movie added Sigourney Weaver to the cast, which I think this is exciting news because she's a fantastic actress. Now, obviously for me, I think of Sigourney Weaver, I think of her as Ripley in Alien movies. I think of her in the Ghostbusters movies, and like I said, she's just a great actress. So adding her to the cast list for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie makes me that more excited because I'm already excited for the movie based on the fact I love the first two seasons, and season three was okay. It was kind of hit or miss with that season, but it's great to hear that they're casting, and I think she's a great addition to the cast for that movie. And that's all the movie topics today. Until next time, movie fans.